It's mine! You can't have it! It's mine! It's mine!
All right, what's going on?
Let go! It's my baby! Let go! Let go!
Okay, this is weird.
Mine! Mine! No!
Oh, I get it.
What?
The producers just took his film away from him.
The classic tragic Hollywood story.
I want my agents on the phone. I want my attorneys on the phone. What? What? Damn mask.
All right, final cut. This is going to take some explanation.
When a movie is made, there is a person or group of people who have final authority as to how long the movie is and how it should be shaped.
Often this responsibility falls on the producers or the studio releasing the film.
Even though the director is the creative force behind it.
In some cases, yes.
In my case, it was.
We've got to ask.
Please don't.
Oh yes. Hey T,
That's auteur to you.
don't be a dick. What was your film about?
There's only one way to explain it. I'll just have to read the script aloud.
Ah,
Interior kitchen day. Shimmering light breaks through the kitchen window. The early morning mist reflecting off the beams of light.
fabulous.
We should also mention this is about the Hollywood system and not true independent cinema.
Independent has his back and forths as well, but today we're simply going to stick with the Hollywood system.
So Final Cut has caused problems, I'm guessing?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, you'll always hear about films being taken away from people. One of the biggest and earliest was Stroheim's Greed.
Never heard of it.
Erich von Stroheim. Silent film about...
Greed?
Yeah. The whole film ran about 8 hours.
8 hours? Pfft,
Stroheim refused to cut it any shorter.
that's a lunch break.
How long is yours?
42 and a half, and I'm not cutting anything.
So Greed was taken away from Stroheim.
He was pretty much labeled as a troublemaker after that and would end up acting more than directing in his future years.
He was the butler in Sunset Boulevard, right?
That was him.
Keep reading, T.
Rick's heart turns as black as night and hard as steel as he approaches Emily.
Anyway, films have been taken away from filmmakers for many reasons, and there's always that mystery of how would the film have turned out had it not been taken away.
They took Magnificent Ambersons away from Orson Welles.
Almost everything was taken away from Sam Peckinpah.
It still happens today, too. Ultraviolet was taken away from Kurt Wimmer.
Somebody's been reading the message boards.
I strongly believe in expanding my knowledge, even if it means stealing it.
Now, I need to tell you that the waffle represents Emily's soul. And if you don't understand that by now, the next 400 pages aren't going to make a whole lot of sense.
Is he still talking?
The bubbling batter spits from the waffle iron, burning her wretched cheek. Her cooking skills are less than transcendental. She damns the maple syrup.
Seriously?
So all those movies that say director's cut were films that were taken away from the filmmaker.
Not really. Contractually, directors get to cut the version they would like to see, but it's the producers who have final cuts, so they decide what stays and what goes.
But directors can still get their version out on DVD.
And sometimes it is worthwhile, but most of the time it's simply an advertising ploy to sell more DVDs.
So what's an example of a director getting final cut that's gone right?
How about Spielberg?
Now, Spielberg actually wields the power to declare final cut on his films, and in most cases it works out for him.
And how about one that's gone wrong?
Michael Cimino's Heaven's Gate.
We have a winner.
Now, Heaven's Gate is an episode unto itself, so we'll save that for later, but at its time, it was the biggest debacle in the history of Hollywood.
It even bankrupted United Artists, I believe.
Oh God, it sucks.
Actually, I really like it.
There was Brazil, too. Terry Gilliam had to have secret showings to critics just to get it seen in its original form.
Another great movie misunderstood by the studios.
I forgot to mention that my entire film is shot through Venetian blinds.
What about outside?
The whole movie.
But if you're outside...
The whole movie!
Ah, artists. Anyway, Final Cut is one of those things that everybody has always battled over, but no one is ever really sure if it's a good idea ahead of time.
No one ever goes out intending to make a crappy movie.
What about Michael Bay?
Well, he's an inept sociopath, but everyone thinks they know how to make a movie great.
And no one is gonna tell me any different.
Quick recap.
Final Cut is one of the most prestigious elements that can be bestowed upon a director. It means that if anyone can make the movie the best it can be made, it's the filmmaker. Some directors who have received Final Cut are Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, and Francis Ford Coppola.
But Final Cut can also create battles. Filmmakers will go public about how the producers or studios ruined their films. But with the advent of DVD, audiences get the chance to see what the director initially intended.
I am not one of those people. It is the filmmaker's vision, and the studio should stay out and not interfere. We know what the people want, and we know how to give it to them. No one knows better than the filmmaker, and I will fight this to the very end. And now, a scene from my masterpiece. Waffles, 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 waffles,
Now that Film Geek Primer's back, we've decided to expand a little bit. Every day we'll be adding new articles, specialized columns, reviews, as well as new video segments and a few new geeks. So check back to Film Geek Primer every day at filmgeekprimer.com.